Hello everyone, I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Savannah Chrisley got extra real and especially raw on the latest episode of her Unlocked podcast. The Chrisley Knows Best star was speaking on the installment with mental health advocate Patrick Custer when she admitted to a traumatic experience she now believes was a cry for help. She once tried to take her own life. Savannah said she wasn't totally sure of the timeline, but thinks it happened shortly before her family's first foray into reality television. How is this possible? How could Chrisley not even know when she attempted suicide? Chrisley said it was either due to her mind blocking out the trauma or possibly to side effects to what I had done to where it affected my memory, but it all really was a blur. It's unclear exactly what she's citing here. The Bravo personality explained she does recall waking up in the hospital with her parents, Todd and Julie, by her side. Even at that time, I remember lying to the doctors because I didn't want to be held at the hospital, Savannah said, adding that she was probably 15 or 16 years old at the time. For the most part of late, Savannah has used her podcast to talk about her parents, who are in separate federal prisons at the moment after being found guilty of financial fraud. In this case, though, Chrisley focused on herself. She claims the suicide attempt was just a bad moment and emphasized that it was hard coming off of that straight into reality television in front of the world and having even more thrown at you. Thankfully, however, Savannah had her mom and dad. My dad spent countless hours with me every day just trying to get me to talk, she on air this week. Savannah added that Todd would tell me his life stories, his trauma, trying to let me know like, hey, I'm not this perfect person you've always thought I am. I've gone through stuff in my life too. I've had trauma. I want you to feel comfortable and talking to me about it, and it took me a while. Savannah has been a strong advocate of her parents throughout their legal trials and tribulations. In a previous episode of her podcast in November 2022, Chrisley confessed that she suffered from really bad depression, explaining, I remember that next morning waking up and there being a devotional that my dad had gotten in his email from Joel Osteen, and that's why I speak so highly of Joel, because he kinda saved me. How so? What did this say? The devotional was Romans 8:28, and it stated that through whatever hardships and adversities you go through, God's gonna turn around and use it to your advantage, Savannah shared late last year. And it was literally like, in a snap of a finger, I went from this anger towards God to in my heart saying, all right, God, you know what, why not me? Like, what makes me any better to have to go through these things than anyone else? In November, Todd Chrisley was sentenced to 12 years behind bars, while Julie was given 7 years behind bars. Last month, Savannah blasted speculation that the spouses are set to split amid this incarceration. To clear up nasty rumors from people who would love nothing more than to see my family torn apart, Chrisley wrote on Mother's Day, my parents are madly in love with each other and will come out of this trial even stronger and more in love than before.